Shaq is going to retire at halftime on Sunday. What did he mean to your career here? What did you see him do with this organization?
Man, Shaq was a generational talent. Like, I mean, we've all seen it. I mean, just his impact in the game and the community, but really just he was a rare talent at the linebacker position. I mean, the way he was, the ball hawk he was, the game changer he was. You just knew he brought confidence to the defense, like extreme confidence, knowing like no matter what's going to happen, like we're going to turn the ball over no matter what. And I know, 5-3 is going to make a play. And the type of leader he was, the emotional leader he was, I mean, he meant a lot to this organization, to our team. And man, I wish at halftime I could just be out there just to, see his little ceremony. But I mean, like just a real brother for life for sure. And everybody's excited, that he's going to get the praise that he deserves.
Did you have any inkling that Xavier Howard was kind of thinking about? was thinking about what happened yesterday, or did that come as a surprise to you? I don't know if you know it.
No, I mean, yeah, it was a little surprising, but I mean, I understood. You know what I mean? Xavier had an incredible career. I mean, he was an All-Pro, Pro Bowl player. Led the league in interceptions throughout his career. And great teammate. And so, it's tough to see him go out the way he did, but he's doing what's best for himself, for his health, and I appreciated the time that we had with him because he was a great teammate.
Well, what stands out to you about Ashton Jeanty and what he could possibly do?
Ashton Jeanty. Obviously, first-round pick, extreme talent. I don't even know his stat on. Yards after contact, but the kid, he gets it. You know what I mean? He plays hard, plays through contact. He doesn't shy away from contact. So it's definitely gonna be a group effort. Getting them down. They got him going last week against Chicago, and I'm sure they're gonna stick with the run game and take some of that pressure off of Geno. So as a unit, we always preach 11 is 1. So we got to just get hats on the ball.
How big was it for Latu to have a game like he had last week?
No, it was really big for himself, for the team, for his confidence and rushing, and I'm excited for him to continue to stack those type of weeks.
What do you think kind of came together for him?
I think just really just not thinking a whole lot and just going, trusting in his own abilities and playing within the defense, and I feel like he did a great job with that last week.
He said that he worked on his upper body strength, and I think. From my untrained eye, it looks like he's playing with a little more power. Have you seen that?
Yeah, definitely. Last year he was, straight to his, his finesse moves and everything, and he didn't really incorporate a lot of power in there. But he's been doing that a lot more this year, and guys have been respecting it a little bit more, which opens up his, his finesse game. So it's been very encouraging to see.
Buck, just the pass rush in general. What encourages you the most over the last 2 weeks? You guys.
Just guys taking advantage of their opportunities and continuing to rush no matter what. The type of abilities and the talent that we have in the room, and just demanding it more of ourselves and continuing to just go. So.
After this, you all get graded off of, at least publicly. It's like, okay, how many sacks did you have? How many hits did you have? How do you evaluate what's a good game versus a bad game as a defensive lineman when it's probably more than just 2 stats?
Really just your impact on the game. You can impact the game more than just sacks. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's pressure on the quarterback, forcing them to make, bad throws, getting him off the spot and continuing to have that pressure in his face all day, hits on him. And obviously in the run game, doing your assignment well, just little, all those different things. Sometimes it might, come out to the numbers that you want all the time, but if you're that constant presence in the quarterback's face all day, making them flustered in the pocket and helping out the back end, that's a good game by a D lineman.
Can you sense like the game Latu was having on Sunday just as you were kind of like going through it?
Oh no, definitely. As we kept rushing and everything, Stafford was doing a great job with, making, speeding up his process and making quicker throws and, trying to take us out the game a little bit. And, you just got to, as a D-line, we just got to continue to build.
Buck, coming off of last week and looking to where you guys want to go with this season, how important is it for a team to face some element of adversity early on in the season?
No, yeah, it teaches you a lot about your team. You know, being able to face a little adversity like we did this past Sunday, how we're going to bounce back, how we're going to respond. And I feel like the guys have been doing a really great job this week with, you know, paying attention to detail and the focus that we've had and walkthroughs, meetings, you know, on the practice field, and just continuing to stack those days until Sunday. And I feel like the guys will be ready.
I know it's not your side of the ball, but whether it was on Sunday or this week, did you feel the need to say anything to AD just about everything he?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody, a lot of guys, you know, talk to him a little bit, you know, just give him some encouragement and everything. I mean, AD's a special talent. We all know that. I mean, the hardest part of the play was, you know, the catch, the spin, you know, getting down there, you know, breaking free, and the last part is fixable. You know what I mean? Just the attention to detail, and he knows that, and the maturity that he has. You know, him coming up in the team meeting and apologizing to the team. I mean, that, you know, that just shows the maturity right there. You know, he knows, he cares, he loves ball, he loves his team, and we love him. So we're always going to have his back.
One guy that's really turned it on lately is Tommy. How have you noticed like real change in him to where it's like really clear?
Yeah, just honestly his technique, whether it's in the run game and in the pass rush game, you know what I mean? He's been able to really put some games together and has taken advantage of his opportunities when he's out there and showing that he can be a force in this league. And we've all seen it since training camp, you know, and OTAs. I mean, just the jump, the leap that he took this year, you know, with all of his, you know, his technique and knowing the defense and playing really well on a consistent basis. It's been very encouraging, and you know, I'm excited to see him, you know, continue to get more reps in the game.
Buck, is that one size fits all or what?
That's why I told the guys, one size fits all. Yeah. So no matter how big or small, if you lose the bet, you're gonna squeeze in there.
Taekwon took the head off. Are we gonna see him?
Oregon coming to the Big Ten was the best thing.
100%. Because we got a lot of guys in the Big Ten. We got a lot of guys in the Big Ten, and a lot of guys always talk smack about Oregon. So it's been fun.
Like he was never in that suit.
Well, we all know that it's Matt Conti. All right, appreciate y'all.
I think Matt Conti would have let you have a few more questions, but he's not here, unfortunately. So.
That's crazy. Sheesh.
Don't bet that guy.
Don't bet him. Don't bet him.
JT, Shaq is retiring at halftime of this game. What do you remember about him and just maybe the impact he had on and off the field here?
Like you mentioned, his impact, his energy, his leadership. I mean, that's one of the best players that I've ever played with. From a leadership standpoint, from an actual on-field play standpoint, that's someone, like, when I came in, I'm like, okay, this is someone who puts it on tape every single week, day in and day out, the same guy. So I'm just glad that he was able to retire a call. I think that was really nice.
Did he get a punch out on you ever in practice?
Probably in like a training camp. Okay, yeah, practice. Probably in like a training camp practice, because first time was 2020, so we had no on-field reps until training camp. So now you're going against All-Pro Darius Leonard, no OTAs, no anything. So that was a nice welcome to the NFL moment. Is, you know, just going against an All-Pro guy immediately for your very first rep.
You've got a lot on your plate going into each other week, but do you take time to appreciate a young running back when you see what a Jenny can do, or are you too busy with your business? No,
you definitely look at some of the young guys, and you just look at their skill sets, you know, and you kind of just think in their mind or try to think of, I wonder what made him kind of be patient like that there. I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool to see. Like you said, especially with like a young running back, because you're like, hey, maybe it's an older running back, you know, more experienced running back to kind of have that tempo or set the play up like that. So when you see a young guy, you're like, that was actually pretty cool to see.
The cycle was that the running backs weren't important anymore. Now all of a sudden you see these running backs, yourself included. Is it just cyclical how this thing goes?
I think it definitely is, but you also have to do it each and every single week, year in and year out, as a whole, as a position group as a whole, to just show how you provide value.
I feel like the same thing. I mean, is it also a factor of, like, we're seeing a lot of talent at the position too? I mean, how much of a factor is that, as opposed to teams just like piecing it together, a guy here, a guy there?
Like you mentioned, there's a lot of talent. I mean, you look at some of the young guys in the league now. Gibbs, Bijan, and then some of the fresh, new guys coming in, Genty. So when you have a guy like it's on tape, you can see it. Whether it's the patience, the physicality, smart plays being made, very athletic plays being made. So I just think when you have a guy, you see it on tape, but it's on tape week in and week out.
With Genty, is there like a game recognized game type thing with like you watch his highlights? Did you look at him at all when he was kind of coming out from Boise State?
Oh, he was plastered all over the TV. He was plastered all over the TV coming out. I thought he had a heck of a career in college. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see. Just his run. I'm like, they're showing Barry Sanders, and he's inching closer and closer. I'm like, this guy, he's breaking multiple tackles every week, which I thought was pretty cool. And I just know that the narrative of, who's he playing against, kind of reminded me back in high school of, going to a small high school and then getting recruited. They're like, well, who is he playing against? And it's like, well, what do you want him to do? He's dominating his opponent across from him. So it's pretty cool. I saw that, he kind of got going a little bit more last week, which is awesome. And it's going to take time. He's going to continue to get better.
There's some stuff made about like his stance in the backfield of him going back to like the way he stood in college, almost like Michael Myers back there. Does that why does that matter for a running back?
I think sometimes it's just about being comfortable, but there's guys here at this level who've done it in the past. You looked at Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb has done it before. You look at Gibbs now. So I think it just depends on the running back, and it's all about comfortability. If you're back there and you're comfortable and you're still able to have your landmark, if you're still able to have your correct steps, I don't think it's too big of an issue, but it's just that you still have to have those little details. If that hinders the little details in the play, then you have to make some changes.
This is kind of random, but like coming from Salem, how did that place shape you, knowing it like it isn't, I guess, perceived as like a football breeding ground?
I just think, like I mentioned, you got to put it on tape week in and week out. And like I mentioned, kind of with Genty in college and the narrative of, the conference he's playing in, it's almost like I'm dominating the competition in front of me. And if I wasn't dominating the competition in front of me, then the narrative would be, he's not good enough. So just having that mentality of every time you step on the field, how can you not only be the best for your teammates, your coaches, but how can you try to be the best player on the field? So I think that mentality of me and Salem each and every single week was, how can I be the best player on the field every week? You watch the game, win or lose or draw, no matter what happens, they can point out this guy was the best on the field.
And your dad, he hooped in college, or hooped at the collegiate level. Did you learn anything about just what it takes to play at a high level early on? And I guess why'd you go the football route and not basketball?
Well, I definitely had just the option. It wasn't like hey, I want you to play basketball. I want you to do this. But it was the consistency. That was one thing that I learned was you have to be consistent. In order to be great, you have to be consistent because there are people who are good, but that means that they're only good sometimes. But people who are great are good all the time. So in order to be an elite, in order to be great, you have to find a way. You got to work and find a way to be good each and every single day because that cumulative effect is what makes you great, is what makes you elite.
JT, we've seen a couple spin moves from you the last couple of weeks, and the second one, obviously, we won't talk about that, but is that just purely instinctive, or is that something you worked on?
Yeah, no, you always work on things, but it's almost like you never really rise to the occasion. You always fall to the level of your training. So you work on it, and then it kind of almost, like you mentioned, is an instinct, but it's because your body reverts back to training. So if you're in that position, now naturally, I've been doing this all summer, I've been doing this all camp, your body will naturally, we've been here before, let's spin out of it. So it's kind of, you're not necessarily thinking, hey, I want to spin on this dude. At least not for me. I know some guys, maybe they do, but it's more so the fact of you've trained and you put your body in that position, so when the time comes, you'll fall to the level of your training.
And it was always part of your training?
Yes.
Okay.
It was such a cumulative and collective effort to get Tyler that first touchdown last week. Saw you come over to the sideline and ask him if he got the ball. Why was that important for you to look out for the rookie? And have we gotten the first touchdown ball for Tyler Moore?
Because everybody, most likely everybody really does it. You get in the end zone, your first play. Now you're turning around, you're celebrating, and you forget the ball. I think it was Pitt. Who came up and grabbed my first touchdown ball. But confirmed, Tyler Warren has received his first touchdown ball.
A rare display of emotion from Tyler.
Definitely.
You went off in the game after the Denver game. I think you were like over 200 in that game. What do you remember about that week for you after what happened in Denver? Do you remember like more motivation or what kind of your emotional state was in that week after that game leading into the next Sunday?
Yeah, no, it was just continuing the same week of work. As many runs, as many carries as I've had. Just, at the end of the day, you make a mistake like that. That's not something that you harbor on too much. At the end of the day, it's not like it was, a technique error or if it was something that really you needed to kind of take into the offseason to correct. It's, hey, listen, you got to just stay focused. And the minute you lose focus, even 1 second in the game is the minute it could be a turning point in the game. So just finding a way throughout the entire week of practice, make sure the entire time, every time you're on the field, you're focused 100% of the time. Don't ever break that level of concentration.
JT, with Pitt, 3 touchdowns in 4 games, but besides that, what's impressed you the most about the season he's had so far?
I think Pitt's always been a guy who's gonna, I want to say get his, but at the end of the day, he's gonna be reliable. Like, we're gonna need Michael Pittman. We're gonna need him, and he's gonna be there. He's gonna be available to make the play every single time. And that's kind of what I mentioned of people who are being good each and every single time in order to work their way to becoming great. And I think that's something that he's been doing. I think that's something he's going to continue to do. You guys have seen even, with Tennessee, he's continuously bust his tail to do his job to the best of his ability, whether it's blocking, receiving, whatever it is, clearing out, running out for someone else to get the ball. So I think that Pitt is just the definition of unselfishness.
Thanks, JT.
Thank you.